I'm showing up as an investor for the last 30 years, consulting as many years, coaching businesses for about 15 years. And I started a mentoring program that we call Peers on Demand as a way to be able to connect leaders with trusted advisors and be able to do business, joint ventures, refer business. But our talents are going to improve, not because of ourselves, but because of the tools that we use. The ability to create a video very quickly, very well, the ability to create any kind of graphics, the ability to create dialogue. And I've tested that already, and I thought, oh, this is coming faster than we thought. And in some cases, may complement who we are, what we are as a coach, or as a consultant, or as an advisor, or as a mentor, because we're good at asking questions, but actually we're not that good. ChatGPT is real good at questions. They call them prompt. The next step is prompt engineering. And there's going to be a wave of prompt engineers that are going to grow up and show up, which is really interesting, exciting. And at the same point is like, well, where does that put us? I think that puts us in just participating, get knowledgeable, take what works, leave what doesn't. That's the art of the prompt. They call it prompt. Why they call it that as opposed to questions, that's the language. That's the prompt. What I'm finding is if you use certain phrases, then you have better quality responses. Let me give you an example. I'm not an expert in this. I'm also learning on this. But one of the things that I learned is if you ask it, act as a expert in XYZ, let's say cannabis. Act as a cannabis expert and answer what are the top challenges in the industry and answer it to me with also questions. So all of a sudden it could come up and give you quite a few paragraphs about that and the questions to ask so that I can be knowledgeable for my next session. It's a great preparation tool that I'm going to be using. So the prompts, and I'm going to start to actually save what kind of prompting questions and statements to have when I ask for this. And when I do that, then I start to elevate my knowledge of prompt engineering because it's going to be a field in itself. As knowledgeable advisors, coaches, we have to be using the right tools the right way before our clients do. We develop a relationship better. So this is still in the infancy going forward, what's going to happen with that. But knowing what works and keeping tab of it and being able to be really good about the prompts, I think that's the differentiator. Using the prompts elegantly with mastery, and quite frankly, it's because I learned it from somebody else. I go, oh, okay, this is how you do this. And then here's the other thing I stepped into is how to write a book using this. And apparently I saw one that could do that, wrote a children's book and put it together. Now, there's all kind of combinations. It wasn't just ChatGPT. But the key here is that all of a sudden we can become knowledge providers with books. Books is one way. I think being able to create content and then be able to edit it a little bit further with our own and then put it out there. So yeah, there's a lot here that I don't know, quite frankly. So, but a lot that I'm interested in. Have a beginner's mind. Learn a specific tool, get real good at it, and then figure out how to monetize it. ChatGPT is based on GPT-3, which addresses the billions of data, 20 billion. But GPT-4 is coming out X amount of time It's supposed to be 100 times better than GPT-3. But here's what they compare it to: the brain. They said the brain itself has 100 billion neurons, and out of that, there's 100 trillion synaptics or coming out of that. They're trying to equate GPT-3 or GPT-4 to the brain. They said there is no computer today that can match our brains in terms of neurons, in terms of synaptics. And so that's where that's going. And I thought, because I have an interest in neuroscience, I have an interest in artificial intelligence, and I have an interest in business. So those three areas are expanding. But the model that they're using is the brain for expanding.